Mortgage thing is total.
Baby, yeah.
What the hell's going on out here?
Big red lips and long blonde hair.
Boom. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for Friday. It is Friday, September 29th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your football Friday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your good friends right here at atscalculator.com. You want to go to the atscalculator.com today, put in the NFL, put in the game of your choice. In fact, let's pick one game right now, and let's do the game on Sunday between, let's go Tampa Bay and, let me see here. We're going to take one game. Gotta get my new schedule there. Let's go to, I know everybody's going to watch this game. Denver against Chicago. Let's do that one, and let's see what the old survey says. It has the away team winning by 5.15, 48.87 is the total, and the total in that game is at 45.5. So we do have it going over the total, and that's how you can use the atscalculator.com today. Also, this show is brought to you by the 24-hour rule. Get a copy of the 24-hour rule to my new book, and in the 24-hour rule, we talk about a lot of the content of sports betting, the psychology of betting. Man, you can tell I only had one cup of coffee here this morning. The psychology of betting, money management in sports betting. Also, we talk about the power of trends and systems, the DMVI, the daily market value index. Also, you want to check out the strength of schedule. I'll do a little bit of a strength of schedule research and development here today, and you're going to see that the strength of schedule plays a big role when you're handicapping your sports. All right, welcome to the show. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. If you want to learn more about the Raymond Report, the sports betting system, you can see the system is based on value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and we use a money management system. You can use that today using the Raymond Report fundamentals. And all you got to do is go to the website, atsstats.com, go to learn, go to Raymond Report, and then right there you can learn all the tips about sports betting using our tip sheet. All right, got a good show lined up for you guys today. At the bottom of the hour, Gil Melendez will be on the show. Gil will talk about the double coverage report, and today Gil's got a few picks he's going to share with you guys here today. And as we always do, we're going to go and feed the ponies, because before you know it, it's the top of the bottom of the morning, and Gil will be here, and we're only halfway through baseball. So let's get right into the horse racing, and let's go to Gulfstream Park today for horse racing. Get him in and get him out. Yeah, they're off and running today at Gulfstream Park, and today at Gulfstream Park, race number 1 is a $25,000 maiden claiming race, $12.50 post time, and in race number 1, we're going to support the number 8 horse, Cosm, with Perez taking a ride on the 8 horse. Cosm is 3-1 morning line. Field of Blossom, Lionel Ray is taking a ride here on Field of Blossoms, and you can see the morning line on the 2 horse is 12-1. And Survival Rose, Morales taking a ride on the 1 horse. Survival Rose, 5-1 morning line on Survival Rose. 8-2-1 in race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park. And if you're looking for a value, the joker play of the day is the 5-horse. What's up, Buttercup? What's up, Buttercup? With Morelos taking a ride here on the 5-horse. What's up, Buttercup is 6-1 morning line. And you know what? If you're going to play an exacta today at Gulfstream Park, I'm going to recommend 8-2-2-1-1-5. And if you're going to go the trifecta route, 8-2-1, 5-2-1 trifecta, and hopefully that could cash you a nice winning ticket. And if you're going to play a value play today, let's go with the number 5 horse, What's Up Buttercup. Put 10 to win, 10 to place if you have a $20 budget on the 5 horse, What's Up Buttercup, 6-1 morning line. And if it comes in first, you get paid twice. Comes in second, you get paid once, which is also nice. And you can bet all the races today at Gulfstream Park using the tip sheet right here at atsstats.com. All right, let's see what we got here with the SBI. And as I said at the bottom of the hour, Gil the Thrill Melendez will join us. And let's go to the SBI and the opening bell and see how the SBI in Major League Baseball did yesterday. Hopefully he's doing better than Harper in Philadelphia. Boy, he wasn't too happy on that check swing. That wasn't a swing. That was a check, some type of check swing, right? Morning, Scott. Says, morning, Ron. TGIF. Hoo-ha, the weekend's here. Yep, it is TGIF. All right, SBI, when you go to your dashboard, then you go to Major League Baseball. And you can see in Major League Baseball today, or yesterday, 6-4 for the favorites, 2-8 to the under, 5-5 when it comes on the run line. So you can see the last 2 days, the under in Major League Baseball is 18-7. You think these players are checked out at the plate? Hey, you think they're checked out at the plate, knowing that the baseball season is going to end this weekend for most of the teams? And yeah, the under has really come in. So maybe we'll see a lot of unders this week. In fact, look at the week. 60.6 of the games in Major League Baseball have gone under. Now, I'm sure a lot of teams are calling up affiliate players to come up, but wow, that's a lot of unders this week. In fact, if you look at the week, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, you can see 9-4, 9-6, 3-1. The only day that went over was on September 26th. It was 9-6, and then 10-5 on the 27th, and then 8-2 yesterday. So a lot of unders coming in Major League Baseball. So let's keep an eye out on that. All right. Speaking of keeping an eye out, don't forget, get the matchup report. If you go to the top of the page and you click on matchup, you go to Major League Baseball. Yeah, we had a nice win last night with Detroit. Detroit was one of my contest picks, so I'm really happy. You know, when you win that Thursday night game, you feel kind of good, right? At least you know you're going into the weekend 1-0. That's a good feeling, right? So go to Major League Baseball, and then you're going to go to the game of your choice. And yeah, the Marlins, I don't think they were able to finish that game yesterday. Toronto, sporting my Blue Jay hat here today, give them a little bit of love on the weekend. Hopefully they can wrap up that wild card spot. Yusei Kikuchi going up against Aaron Savali today for the Tampa Bay Rays. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you can see the stats and trends, and the under is 27-9-1 for the Blue Jays as a home team, coming off a win against a right-handed pitcher this season, and that's the type of stats and trends you're going to get here at atsstats.com. All right, let's get to those baseball forecasts today, and we'll kick it off in Pittsburgh. And Daryl Turner says, good morning, Ron and everyone. I hope I had the Lions and the over. Let's go, says Daryl Turner and his other brother, Daryl. Yeah, great job, Daryl. You got that W last night, eh? And we'll give you a... There you go, Daryl.
Yeah, baby.
Nice win last night on the... yeah, you know what, Detroit? I was at practice last night, eh? Talking about practice, right, Alan? Hey, where was I last night?
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Well, it wasn't silly. We had a good football practice last night. We got a game tonight, so we got to get ready for that. But speaking of games, let's get to this one here between the Marlins and the Pirates. And first pitch today at PNC Park is at 6:35 Eastern. You got Ryan Weathers up against Quinn Priester. I do have the Marlins winning this one, 4.7 to 3.6. The over/under at 8.36. You got the Cleveland Guardians taking on Detroit Tigers. The Guardians going to send Cal Quantrill to the hill against Joey Wentz. It was nice to see Francona get a nice send-off the other night. And today we have the Guardians beating the Tigers 4.2 to 3.8, the over-under at 8.15. And if you're a long-time Montreal Expo fan, you know that Terry Francona did play with the Expos back in the day. And yeah, I remember Francona. There was Wallach, Al Oliver, there was Delino DeShields, Marquise Grissom. Man, those Expos team in the 90s were really good. All right, Cleveland taking on the Detroit, so we gave you that forecast, and looking at some of the numbers right here. Detroit 6-4 in the last 10, and for the Guardians coming in only 4-6 in their last 10 games. Minus 173 was our value index. Boston Red Sox taking on the Baltimore Orioles. John Means, the lefty, up against Nick Pivetta. Hey, Orioles, they clinched that the American League East division last night. I don't know if they're going to be in a good frame of I don't know, they'll be in a good frame of mind, but from a I saw the champagne flying last night, so I don't know if they're going to be physically prepared to play today against the Boston Red Sox. But you know what? They're pros. We'll see. Minus 115's line. There you go. That's how the bookmaker thinks too, right? The bookmaker is making them a 115 favorite, so they think they could be a little bit of struggling today. Today against the Boston Red Sox. We'll see. Hey, Baltimore coming in on a 5-game win streak, and Boston coming in on a 5-game losing streak. So you can see the Red Sox not coming in hot. In fact, they're coming in extremely cold. 2-8 in their last 10 games, and but we're going to give a slight edge to the Boston Red Sox, 3.89, 3.86, the over-under at 7.75. All right, Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know what their magic number's at. I think it's at 2 now, their magic number for the Blue Jays. A big win last night against the Yankees. 6-0 was the final, so they paid back the shutout loss the other night. So big performance by Chris Bassett last night for the Blue Jays. And today, Tampa Bay is going to send Aaron Savali to the hill against Yusei Kikuchi of the Blue Jays, and we do have the Blue Jays winning this one 4.4 to 3.6, the over-under at 8.04, and we're going to give Toronto a 61% chance of winning tonight, and they're on a 3-under streak and 6-4 in the last 10 games. Philadelphia Phillies taking on the New York Mets. Mets coming in as a 125 favorite, 8.5 is the total. Taijuan Walker going up against Tyler McGill of Better Call Saul, and 4.68 to 4.2, the over-under at 8.96. So we do have this game going over the total, and we're going to give the Phillies a 47.02% chance of winning, and they are 8-2 in their last 10 games. Washington Nationals taking on the Atlanta Braves. The Braves are a big favorite in this one, minus 300. They're on a 4-game win streak. 7-3 straight up in their last 10 games, 7-3 to the over, and the Atlanta Braves 6.1, 3.8 for Washington, who are only 4-6 in their last 10 and on a 3-game losing streak. They're going to send Trevor Williams to the hill today against Alan Winans, and again, we got the Braves winning this one, and the total landing on 9.9, so under the total of 10.5. San Diego Padres taking on the Chicago White Sox. The Padres a 145 road favorite, 8.5 is the total, and we're going to lean with San Diego in this one, 4.7 to 4.3, the over-under at 9.04. So we do have this game going over the total, and we're going to give the Padres a 47.6% chance of winning. They're on a 2-game win streak. Last 3 games for the Padres have gone under the total, and they are 8-2 in their last 10, while the Chicago White Sox, we're going to send Dylan Cease against Nick Martinez for the Padres, and the White Sox 2-8 to the under in their last 10 games. We'll see what happens here today, but I do have the Padres winning 4.7 to 4.3, the over-under at 9.04. All right, let me see. Hey, Scott, Armando de los Santos, God bless the Rain Report. And Ray, it's the best. Thank you, Armando. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Good morning, Ron and everyone. I had the Lions. Yeah, Daryl Turner. Hey, Scott, didn't know. Didn't you have the Lions too? Thank you, Jacksonville State, for the overtime win against Sam Houston State. And I had the over, said Scott. And also had the over in the Temple game, and the Orioles at 90 series of not being swept. Yeah, that's a good one. Will Orioles catch the Braves? We'll see. We will see right there. All right, if they're in good shape, they might, eh? We'll see what kind of shape they're in tonight after the champagne was flowing last night in Baltimore. All right, today, Minnesota taking on Colorado. Now, the Rockies going to send Ty Block to the hill against Joe Ryan of the Minnesota Twins. And looking at the Twinkies, 7-3 in their last 10, while Colorado, hey, Joe?
Struggling.
Yeah, 2-8 in their last 10 games, 3-7 to the under. You got a B bullish team against a C bear. You can't get lower than C bearish. And in the Rain Report, C-type teams are teams below 500, and bearish means they're either 0-7, 1-6, or 2-5 in their last 7 games. So yeah, you can't get any lower than C bearish against B bullish. So be careful here. Man, the game's at Coors, so hey, if it's a good night for hitting, it could go over the total. But we have 5.61 to 5, the over under at 10.61. So according to the Rain Report, we do have this game going under the total tonight at Coors Field. All right, New York Yankees. You know what? Even though they lost last night, they took 2 of 3 against the Blue Jays. They're at Kauffman Stadium tonight facing the Royals. The Royals going to send Jordan Lyles to the hill against Carlos Rodon, and minus 145 is the line for the Bronx Bombers. And we do have New York winning 4.7 to 4.2, the over-under at 9. So right there on the total. Yankees' last 3 games have gone under, so all 3 in the Toronto series went under. While Kansas City, they lost 7-3 to the Detroit Tigers yesterday, and all their last 3 games have gone over the total. They are now 7-3 straight up in their last 10 and 7-3 to the over. Hey, you know what? Kansas City playing some good baseball. New York Yankees just trying to finish out the string here. Maybe Kansas City on the run line today against the Yankees. Chicago Cubs taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. Now the Brew Crew coming off a 3-0 win over the Cardinals, while the Chicago Cubs, they lost 5-3 against Atlanta. Cubbies on a 3-game losing streak, while the Milwaukee Brewers, they're on a 2-game high. Their last 3 games have gone under the total. They got 90 wins so far in the season with 69 losses. They are 6-4 in the last 10, while the Cubbies are 4-6. And we do have Chicago, who are sending Kyle Hendricks to the hill against Colin Ray. 4.06 to 3.8, the over-under at 7.93. So we do have this game going under the total today at Miller Park. All right, let me see. Okay, I had the Lions money line in Tulsa over, or Tulsa, Western Kentucky, and Jacksonville State, says Daryl Turner and his other brother Daryl. All right, Cincinnati taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Did I give this one already? Anyways, 4.74 to 4.2, the over at 9. Yeah, I thought I did, right? Oakland taking on the LA Angels. The Angels going to send Chase Silseth to the hill against the lefty Ken Waldachuk of the Oakland Athletics. And looking at last night's game, or a 2-1 win against Minnesota, while the Halos, they lost 5-0 in their last game against Texas. That was 2 days ago. They are 3-7 in their last 10. Same thing for Oakland. And looking at the value index, I did have the LA Angels at minus 177, and you can see they're 150. So if you do like the Halos, they're undervalued today against the Oakland Athletics. Houston Astros taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. The D-backs, a 120 favorite. Zach 10-gallon hat against JP France of the Houston Astros. Now looking at the Astros last game, an 8-3 win over Seattle. Hey, you know what? They helped out the Blue Jays right there. And they are 4-6 in their last 10, while Arizona is 7-3. And today we're going to lean with Zach 10-gallon hat over JP France and the Houston Astros. 4.6 to 4.3, the over-under landing on 8.9. So we do have this game staying under the total. Looking at Seattle taking on Texas, there's a big series right there this weekend. You know, it doesn't get any bigger for Seattle. You got Houston, one series, and then you got Texas. So yeah, you know what? Just say you wouldn't want it any other way, right? For a wild card race. Minus 125's line. Brian Wu against Nathan Eovaldi, the former Red Sox. And we do have the Mariners winning this one at T-Mobile Park tonight. First pitch is at 10:10 Eastern. 4.17 to 3.6, the over-under at 7.79. So we do have this game going over the total today in Seattle. LA Dodgers taking on the San Francisco Giants, and you can see right there the LA Dodgers, a minus 180 favorite. 8 is the total, and we're going to lean with the Dodgers in this one. 4.7 to 3.4, over under at 8.2, and we're going to give the Dodger Blue, who are going to send Lance Lynn to the hill against Keaton Wynn, a 59.2% chance of winning, compared to 35% for San Francisco. All right, Daryl Turner says, I like Notre Dame against Duke. And yes, I like Notre Dame against Duke. Yeah, I'm on the other side there, but I think Notre Dame wins only by a field goal. All right, there you have it. Major League Baseball today. And you know what? Let me take a quick look here at the wild card races, so I can give you guys a little bit of an update. I'm sure you guys already know if you're dialed in. And I was busy this morning doing all the updating, so I didn't get a chance to see the wild card races. So let me take a look right now. All right, so Houston, Seattle, yeah, Seattle's going to be a big series this weekend. Toronto +1 lead. So you know what? I think I think their magic number is 2. And Houston, yeah, Seattle, it's going to be a big series, a really big series. And because Miami didn't finish that game last night, between them and the Cubbies, see the Cubbies 0.5 and Miami is at even. So Arizona, Philly right now looking good between the Cubs and the Marlins. But you know what? Cincinnati might have an outside long shot here. But who's Cincinnati playing this weekend? Cincinnati is playing St. Louis, and then the Cubs and the Cubs and the Marlins. Yeah, the Marlins are what? Pittsburgh, I said at the beginning. So, you know what? Going to be a good race this weekend in Major League Baseball. All right, we got 8 minutes before Gil the Thrill Melendez comes on the show. And yesterday, remember we did a little bit of research and development, and I showed you guys those. We took the value of the underdogs, right? We were searching for value for underdogs yesterday, and what I did is you want to take the report card. So if you go to atsstats.com, you go to your dashboard. And Solo Rider says, big win last night. Teaches Detroit classes in session. Yeah, Detroit. Detroit did really. Man, I didn't see the game. I only saw like almost the end of the third quarter, the fourth quarter. But from what I saw, it was Detroit was in total control. Right. Right. Value. So you go to your report card right here in the dashboard. Then you go to game matchups, and what you're looking for, we're looking for underdog value. Right. I already did the exercise here before I got on the show. That's why I was a little bit late this morning. And what we're looking for is we're looking for underdog value. And the way I did it yesterday with college football is, for instance, you got Jacksonville against Atlanta, and you got -3 for the line for Jacksonville, so you got +3 for Atlanta. You take the VI index right here, and if it's lower than the line, then it meets the criteria as a play, right? So right now, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays, underdog plays this weekend, which have value. Now we'll take a look at, and if you go to the front page at atsstats.com today, I wrote an article about line value and the percentage play, right? You hear me say it all the time on this show, shop for value, play the percentages. And what we're doing right now is we're looking for line value. So Atlanta +3, percentage plays at 47%. Anytime you get a percentage play on the cow that's over 40% here at the Raymond Report, it meets the standard that we're looking for. Because you know what? At the end of the day, what do underdogs win at a normal pace in almost all sports, right? If you go to your SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and let's take a look at Major League Baseball. Underdogs in Major League Baseball this year, 42%, right? Which is what I always say, anything over 40% for the underdog, it meets the criteria. If you look for NFL so far this season, now it's only week 4, now only 29%, so this could come up a little bit more. This is way below average right here, but when you look at the point spread, 61% and 37% for the underdogs. So I'm looking for more underdogs to come in, because the books right now, you know what, here's the thing, this is messing everything up last night, because we counted last night's the win, the favorite win, so that's why the numbers are a bit so what you want to do is take these numbers right here, so 31, 31, and 56, and then you average it out. So it's about what here? Let me see if I can do the math real quickly on my calculator. So I'll do 31 plus 31 plus 56 divided by 3. And you got 39%. There you go. Hey, close to 40%. Hey, it's just the facts, man. Hey, the everything's inside the numbers. All right, so 40%. Let's take a look at college football. But college football, you know what? That's a tough one to get. 16%. But again, last night there was a college game, so the favorites. So 40%. We'll stick to the pros right here for now. But so what you're looking for is line value and the percentage play, right? So Atlanta fits that bill. The other game that I found value is Carolina at +4.5. Now, we had them at +3.9 on their value index, but the percentage play doesn't help you out here at 22%. Las Vegas. Now, Las Vegas is the only team. Remember yesterday? We went to the law of average theory, and what you want to do is you want to play against a team that won straight up and against you want to play against a team that won straight up and they won against the point spread last week versus a team that lost straight up and against the point spread, right? It's the law of average theory. And the only team that meets that criteria this week is Las Vegas. Las Vegas right here. So we got -5. The value index is +2.6, so they're undervalued. And fortunately, the 62.5% chance of winning. Wow, that's really good. And then we have the law of average last week. So if you go back to your dashboard right here, and you go to the strength, where's Ron's favorites? There you go, law of average. And you want to go NFL. And what we're looking for, as I said yesterday, you're looking for a team that last week won straight up and against the point spread versus a team that lost straight up and against the point spread, and off to a bad start for the Packers. Baltimore fits that roll out this week. They lost last week to Indianapolis. The Rams, Washington, Tennessee, Dallas, the Raiders. There's the Raiders. the Jets, and the Giants. So those are your law of average selections this week. But coming back to the research and development here on the underdog value. Hey, so you got Las Vegas, Atlanta, Carolina, Las Vegas. Las Vegas, the only one with a law of average tag to it. And then there's two more. You got Arizona, right? Arizona, the line value is 13.5. 5.25, but the 8.57% chance, but they don't meet the law of average here because they pulled the upset last week against Dallas. And then the last one is New England. Yeah, New England fits the last one here. So we had them at +7. We had them at +0.5 on their value index, and only 22% chance of winning. So if you look at all these plays and you want to play that's over 40%, you're looking for maybe a good underdog this weekend. Atlanta fits the bill at 47%. Carolina, we had them, 22, so they don't fit. Las Vegas, you know what? Las Vegas could be a good play this weekend. Depends if Garoppolo plays, right? What's his status right now? Las Vegas, Garoppolo, and questionable, right? So, you know what? If he plays, this could be a really good line value play. Las Vegas, Arizona, but, you know, the percentage play, 8%? Not good. Hey, not good. And then 22%. So, you know what? Only Atlanta has a 40% chance or higher, and Las Vegas. So those are probably two underdogs. We'll keep an eye out on that, and we'll see how it goes this weekend on our little exercise that we're doing here. All right, let's see if it's 10:28. We'll see if my good friend Gil Melendez is almost ready to go. And let me see. And yeah, so let's bring on Gil Melendez to the show. And let's cue the music.
Welcome, Frogtown Sports, to the podcast, home of the most favorable pick. Sharing knowledge and insight gathered over the past 25 years in the NFL. Situations to look out for, red flags to avoid, and stats that are relevant to help us find that likely cover. Now, here's your sports handicapping host and the curator of NFL angles.
1, 2, 3.
Ron Raymond and Gil Melendez.
Gil Melendez, let's cross our fingers here today, and let's hope that hey, we don't get booted off here. But how you doing, Gil?
Doing well.
Hey.
Doing well. Good morning.
Good morning. It is a good morning because I can hear you.
Yeah, good.
Hey, there you go. So, Gil Melendez on the show, and he's the author of the Double Coverage Report. And Gil, did you get a chance to watch that game last night?
No, I didn't. I had watched the Golden Bachelor.
Oh, the Golden Bachelor.
No, I'm just kidding. Of course. Yeah, Detroit looks great, man. They, Dan, I mean, they look great. I really think that they should take care of that division. They just look very focused.
Yeah.
Very focused.
You know what? When I was talking to a buddy yesterday, and I said, when you look at who the odds maker has to win the NFC East, I thought I saw Detroit, like there was San Fran, Dallas, and then I thought Detroit third or fourth, somewhere around there, unless there's another team that's above them. And I said, there's your sign, there's a little bit of an indicator right there. If the bookmakers think that they're top 5 to win the NFC division, man, and then I used your thing too when I saw the line move go in that direction last night. I was feeling good. I was feeling good when I saw -1 to 2.5, and I said, yeah, you know what? But then the news came out yesterday afternoon that the Green Bay Packers offensive line pretty banged up, and I said that's not good.
Right.
That's not good.
Yeah,
with a young quarterback going there. So yeah, hey, it's good to get off to a good start, right?
It is, and I tell you what, that line movement, we've been talking about that. I really, over the last 2-3 years, I've been really studying it and putting it up against the, trends and angles. And we're going to see here. I mean, it's really, really interesting. Just this morning, I put together the report, in the afternoon, the day before. So yesterday I put together the report. And then this morning I come in just like you and I update everything. So with that in mind, there's been a change just overnight in the line movement, and it's just right away it gets you thinking of if you're on right track or not. So with Tampa Bay is +3 versus New Orleans. This was yesterday afternoon. So they were +3, and they were 84% of the tickets and 85% of the money.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the public and the sharps look to be all over Tampa Bay, with these numbers. But this morning the line has changed to plus 3.5. So that looks like people are betting on New Orleans.
Yeah.
However, when you look at the tickets and um, the money, it's 80. It went up. Tampa's went up to 86% on both the money and the tickets. So right there, this is what's called the reverse line movement,
Okay.
and this is what we missed last week. But when you see this, when you see the money and tickets coming in on one team, but the line moves in favor of the other team, that is a great indicator of a line movement that to take to play the side of Tampa Bay. And that's what happened last week. I don't know if you guys are following the double coverage report and you are, following, like Monday night at 7 p.m. I posted that the line moved. It was Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. So we were on the Tampa Bay side. But at 7 p.m., the line moved in favor of Philly from 4.5 to 5.5. That's what happened last night to you with
Yep.
Detroit, and Detroit came in. So, but although 65% of the money is on Tampa, the percentage of the tickets within they were the opposite. They were creeping the other side of the way. So at the end, I told myself that, all right, well, it's a lean to Tampa now or a stay away, and that was an indicator of a reverse line movement, and we should have jumped all over Philly, and which did come in. So these are the indicators, and you start to see, happened last night is happened Philly. First week it happened also, and that's what's so great about this double coverage report is because every, right before each game, we go in there, look at the numbers, and we can determine if we're on the right side or not. So, I really like digging into it this deeply.
You know what? Now, looking at that the line movement this morning, do you think that's a reaction from last night's game because New Orleans played Green Bay last week, and then they're like, oh man, do you think the bettors got to read off the Saints because they played the Packers last week? So maybe they're saying, you know what, maybe Green Bay is not that good, and then we're overreacting to New Orleans here. So maybe Tampa Bay is the play. Right. So I think that's that could be one angle people are thinking.
That can be.
Yeah. And
that's what's great about this is because guess what? Come Sunday morning at noon, we get to reevaluate it. And then we can really see if that was, the case. But if it's still high percentage on Tampa Bay, it looks like for me that the public and the sharps are on Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Right now. But again, Sunday morning at 12 noon, we'll see.
Yeah, hey, you know what? There's still a couple of days to go and then to track it. And if it makes the Tampa Bay backers a little bit happier, we get on the forecast we got 21-19. So we got New Orleans winning, but we got the Bucks covering. So hopefully that's makes the Tampa Bay bettors a little bit feel a little bit better, right?
Right.
So all right, you want to
next? I want to jump to the Chargers.
Okay.
Because you were just talking about Las Vegas, and I have them on here.
Yep.
And it's interesting because it looks like we're on the same page. But on here, we're looking at the percentage of tickets. 55% of the tickets are on the Chargers, and only 39% of the money is on the Chargers. So right now, the percentage of money makes no sense. This line. We'll definitely have to track and see if we can pinpoint why. But let's see here. The percentage money, if the percentage of money stays this low with the Chargers, we'll need to either stay away or flip to Las Vegas. And based with your number there, two minds are better than one. Collaborating, it looks like we'll need to flip this if that stays the same. So it looks like that Las Vegas may be the pick here. Though the trends and angles show that the Chargers can be the play. So that's why when you look at these lines and the movements of them, it's pretty key because the bookmakers help you paint the picture.
Yeah, and when you to me the big question mark is Garoppolo, right? He's the one. Is he going to be ready to go this weekend? Like you look at Josh Jacobs, Adams, like the weapons are there for Vegas. It's just when you get to the quarterback position, just like any football team, especially don't mention that word in New York for the Jets fans right now, eh? But when you go from Garoppolo to Brian Hoyer and Aiden O'Connell, that's a big jump right there. And you know what? If the news comes out that Garoppolo can't go, where do you think that number ends up lying at? About maybe 6.5?
Yeah, we'll definitely see, and we'll see where that money line goes. The money percentage rather.
Yeah,
there's a good system play that I on Los Angeles Chargers that I follow, and it actually does pretty well. So right now it's at 71%.
Oh wow!
Is to play on any team heading into its bye week when facing a division opponent, and that fits this year. I remember talking to I don't know who I was talking to, but they were saying that the NFL players, usually that there's an understanding that if you, I don't know how true this is, but I think there should be some truth to it, that if the NFL teams win before their bye, they get an extra day off. Like, it's like they don't come in Monday, they get Monday and Tuesday. But if they lose, they got to come in on Monday.
Yep.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I tell you what, at 71% clip, it's I've been again tracking it for years, and so that's why I'm on the Chargers right now. But again, just as I put on the updates here, if that stays low, we may need to flip or stay away.
I've heard that a lot of times too, and talking to like some players that I've played in the league, that is the thing, because a lot of these players with families and kids, you get an extra, you get daddy home an extra day, and you can go to do something with the family. That's a big incentive to play a little bit harder, right? So that is the thing in the NFL, and you know what? A lot of coaches too. They'll I call it read the room. You got to read the room and see where your team's at, health wise, mental wise, and sometimes you've been going to some training camp. Training camps are grueling because some of them are. I don't know if they do 2-a-days anymore. I don't know if they're allowed, but you go through training camp, you go through preseason. Now you're going into week number 4, and your body, especially the trench guys, right? The O-line, D-line, they're banged up. You saw it last night, Green Bay, losing the offensive lineman. It's a grueling sport, and to me, playing those Thursday night games after a Sunday game for big body players, it's tough, man. It is really, because you take a beating on, and you need that 6-7 days of rest to get ready. But no, that is the thing, absolutely. But looking at the rain report, and I don't know if you heard the yesterday, and I'm doing a little what I like to do on the show. Little research and development, right? And using the RAM report, I'm looking for, and you hear me talk about all the time, I'm looking for value, right? And in the RAM report, I'm looking for teams, what the line should be, but it's lower, and depending on the percentage play. And this week, the criteria for those teams are Atlanta, Carolina, Las Vegas, Arizona, and New England. And when you think of those teams, maybe Carolina and Arizona fit that uncomfortable pick that I talk about all the time, from the contrarian point of view. So I'm looking forward to see how they do this weekend. We had like 19 yesterday on college football, but I was able to bring it down to, I think, 4 or 5 on the law of average play. So something we'll keep an eye out there. All right, Gil, there's another game was there another game you want to look at?
Well, we can look at Tennessee. We'll do that one. Tennessee.
In Seattle and Cincinnati.
I think this is the fourth time, I think, in a row that I'm on Tennessee.
Oh, really?
But sometimes you get those streaks, and if it makes sense, you got to do it, right?
Yep.
But Tennessee is 2-1 against the spread, and then they're going up against Cincinnati, who still has they're 2-1 straight up, but 2-1 against the spread. It looks like Cincinnati is struggling, and like I said, I'm a Vrabel fan. And I think that Tennessee's defense is good. Still think that they're underrated. And I lost my page here.
Yeah.
But I think
did I
lose you?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Tennessee at home versus opponents off Monday night, they're 9-3 against the spread. But 1 and 2 teams in Game 4, teams that are 1 win, 2 losses in Game 4 as a favorite, are 10 and 28 against the spread when playing off their first win, which was Cincinnati, and also 1 and 2 favorites. Teams that are 1 and 2. And their favorites in Game 4 of the season are just 58 and 85 against the spread.
Oh, wow.
So the tickets are 64% on Tennessee, 70% of the money's on there. We're going to have to, again, this one, we should see the number. If this is a sharp and a public play, we should see the number of tickets drop closer to below 50%, the number of tickets, while the percentage of money stays the same. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. At 12 noon, we're going to go ahead and update this and say, yep, this is a pull the trigger on Tennessee, or whatever we review.
Yeah, and you know what, Gil, when I'm looking at both teams, I'm a big strength of schedule guy. Like, I like to see who the teams have played. Obviously, Tennessee not having a good start, and I'll get back to your other thought on them again. Like, I'm with you on that, and I'll get to that in a second. So Tennessee, and here's 2 teams who are underachieving so far this year, right? They're both 1 and 2, but they do have a common opponent that they both played, and that's Cleveland. And when you look at the first game of the year, the Bengals at Cleveland, that was a 24-3 win for the Browns. Was that the game with a lot of rain? I think so. Was that
it was.
Yeah. So and you know what? Hey, we got to give credit to the Cleveland Browns. Like, that defense, Garrett and all that back. That defense is a swarming defense. That's a really good and similar scores. 24-3 against Cincinnati, and then last week 27-3 against the Titans. So they played the Titans and they played the Bengals, and the Browns have only allowed 3 points in both those teams. So from a strength of schedule situation, man, this is going to be a really tight game. And this game's in Tennessee, and you're getting 2.5. You know what? I'm with you. And Joe Burrow, I'm sorry, but that calf doesn't look like it's still healed yet. And then whenever a player has a lingering injury or it's on his mind, then the limitations of what they want to do, they want to be able to be playing at 100% and exert and sprint out of the pocket and do all that stuff that you're used to doing. But I got a feeling he's being limited, and it's in his mind right now of how much he can go on that calf. And when you're losing, you're saying, "Crap, I better get in there quick, because if we fall too behind too much, man, our playoff hopes are going to be really tough." And then we're looking maybe at a wild card spot, and we won't be at home in the playoffs.
Yeah, must plays or must win games usually struggle.
Yeah,
they don't win.
And then I'm looking at the Titans. When the Titans are at home against a team with a losing record, last 10, 7-3 straight up and 7-3 against the point spread from a strength of schedule on the PVI SOS. So you know what, that looks good for Tennessee. And but you know what, I think this is going to be a really a tight game. And one thing with Tennessee games, and you ever noticed this in the last 10 years? The weirdest thing is the number 2 seems to be always involved. Like, I don't know if it's safeties, but if you go look at the past, say, 10 years of Tennessee games at home, I've noticed that it just something that stood out to me. Games that end in a 2-point deficit or a 2-point win, like the number 2. And it's just something that stood with me with the Tennessee Titans. I'll look it up over the weekend, and I'll bring it back next week. Yeah, but it's one of those things. I'm like, why is the Tennessee games always like the 2 is a big number? Like, I don't know if it's safeties or whatever. But yeah, something. I'm sure people are probably thinking the same thing too. But if you have it, write it down in the bullpen. I'd be interested to see if any other people have noticed that as well. But yeah, forecast on this weekend, we have 19.7 for Tennessee, 19.3 for Cincinnati. So the Rain Report computer forecast is with you, Gil.
Okay. Yeah, so what I really want the bullpenners to do this week, again, there's going to be no charge on the double coverage report. I'm working on the website to get it completely ready for full service, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So right now, in the front of front page of the Frogtownsports.com,
yeah, I'll bring it up right now.
It's very simple. You can click on there. You'll get that PDF. I changed it up so it's a lot easier to read.
Yep.
Making a lot of changes and to make it easier. But what I really want is your listeners to go to Frogtown Sports this weekend, follow along with the updates from 12 noon, and see the the
updated
changes and the updates, and see how it affects the outcome, because lots of times now, I remember before podcasts, we had radio, you had the radio, where people will come on and on Thursdays and Fridays like today, and they'll make their bets, they'll make their picks, and they'll say, hey, we're gonna go with this, we're gonna go with that, and blah blah blah. But over the weekend, come Sunday, so much has changed that you go with that pick, and it's already outdated.
Yep.
So with this double coverage report, it follows along. It's like talking it through. Okay, this is what we have. This is what we see. This is a favorable outcome, or this is what's likely to happen. You get the picture.
Yep.
So follow along this weekend. I'll have it up there, even after. If you can't do it, you can follow along and see. But it's really interesting when you look at it through the whole weekend.
Yeah, and I like the way you did it here. So when they get there, they get the first update today at 10 a.m. And then the next one will be on Sunday at 12 noon Eastern. So yeah, if you're following and Gil gives you guys the updated the money, the splits, and where you should be, and he gives you his pick. And then on Sunday at 7 p.m. for the late game, and then the Monday game. So you get really 4 updates with the double coverage report, folks. So yeah, you should go to Frogtown Sports. Gil's been doing this a long time. He's in the Vegas contest, and so check it out, frogtownsports.com. And man, you said something there. Oh yeah, like back to your radio comment back in the day, and to bring it back to today, it's like social media, right? The influencers, and the thing I love about the betting community, like there's you get some of the influencers in our industry who really like saying an underdog play of the week, or they got these their top plays. It goes out like wildfire, and the line starts moving all over the place. Now, does the pick normally win, or who knows? It's tough to that's the one thing about sports betting, right? With all these line moves, and people say to you, well, did it win? Like, who's tracking all this stuff? And there are some people. I remember when I first started in the early late 90s, early 2000s, we had this one guy in the industry. He would track every tip sheet, and you can go to his website, and he would post all the back in the day, they didn't like when you post other players' picks, and but everybody, like a lot of the guys did it. But this guy would pay his own money on those services to make sure he got the right pick, and he would spend thousands of dollars on all these newsletters, and it was just, for him, it was about accuracy and credibility, right? He wanted to make sure that everybody, and he was keeping everybody on their toes, and that's what all these sports monitors do, right? Back in the day, the sports monitor, remember there was a lady named Ruth at the sports monitor. I think she was from Oklahoma, and she used to have the sports monitor. Well, I think that was her name. And so hey, you know what? Now with the internet, friggin', there's a lot of those sites out there.
Yeah.
Little down memory lane there, eh, Gil? Hey, I know you're busy watching the Bachelor there on the Thursday nights.
That's right. I gotta check out this guy.
Yeah, see? And you know what? The bullpen, they're asking if you're a Raider fan. You're dressed like a Raider fan today, they said. Oh yeah.
Well, I tell you what, you definitely like I said, I'm an NFL fan, and I definitely like the Raiders. I like the NFL, man. Just it's
it's a freaking drug. It's a drug,
really
eh? When you get into, and you know what? I know I'm with you. I love the NFL too. You know what's good about the NFL is we're all trying to get the caramel secret. We're all trying to figure out a system that is, it doesn't have to be 100%. It just has to be, they say the magic number is 56%. I'd like to be over 60%. And just so that you always want a chance, especially because we're contest guys, you always want a chance at the end, right? You always want to be in a chance to win the contest at the end. And but you got, if you're in these, and you're like me, you like these 5-pick contests a week, you got to be 3-2 or better each week. If you go 2-3, you don't want too many of those weeks. But then if you go 2-3, you better have a 5-0 in a couple of the weeks, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And if you do, like you said, finish strong. Get those out of the way in the beginning.
Yeah, just get in the money, right? Just get in the money. All right, buddy. Hey, you know what? Good show. Hey, I don't want to jinx it, man. I don't want to jinx it, but looks like we got through here, and that's awesome. All right, folks. Gil Melendez, frogtownsports.com. Get the double coverage report. The first one is out. Is it out now, Gil?
Yes.
It's out now at 10 a.m. And the next one will be Sunday at 12 noon. So you want to get on top of that, and hopefully we can help you make you some money this weekend.
At least get you thinking.
Exactly. Get you thinking for sure. All right, Gil, have yourself a great weekend, buddy, and we'll see you on Monday.
Good luck, all. You got it. Take care.
All right, take care, buddy. All right, that's Gil Melendez. And again, folks, you can get him at frogtownsports.com. Gil comes on the show every Monday and Fridays, and bring you a lot of great information. And hopefully we can... Hopefully, and you know what? It's so true. Like the influencers, right? The radios back in the day used to listen and wait for a certain handicapper to talk. My guy was Russ Culver back in the day. When Russ Culver spoke, I had to listen, because not only was Russ, and God bless Russ, I think he passed away. He was such a great handicapper, and it's just the knowledge. Like I'm in this because of Russ Culver. Like I remember in 1996. And I was, just listening, and I said, and he was on the Sportsline radio on the internet, and he was giving out his picks, and I said, man, I love that. I can do that. And then I remember I went to college to learn desktop publishing, and I learned how to do websites back in 1996, and I used to have my own little homepage. It was like a MySpace homepage, and then I started doing that, and then a good friend picked me up on his website, Ryan Austin, the Sports Bar, and then but I would listen to Russ Culver all the time, and he used to be on the radio in Vegas on those contests, the Stardust contest, the Stardust line contest, and I used to, every time Russ was on the radio, I had to listen just so I can get his knowledge and understand. And back in the day, the Culver Glance line, I don't know if you guys remember the Culver Glance line. USA Today used to pick up and it was in every major newspaper, and Russ and Keith Culver, I think his name was, and the Culver Glance line. Russ Culver and Keith Glance. That's it. And what those guys did is they did the morning line for the next day, and you'd pick up their morning line and you compare it to the sportsbook line to see if they, and to me, I thought they were sharper, right? But yeah, hey, a little memory lane, hey, for the old school guys out there who probably say, yeah, I remember those days. Those were awesome days, and they were. All right, let's talk about the 80% Club stats, and then we'll wrap it up for the weekend. And what are we talking about?
We talking about practice, not a game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Nope, not silly at all, Alan. Because we are talking about the 80% Club stats and the 80% Club stats. Man, I'm struggling today. Where's my, hey, Joe, what am I doing?
Struggling.
Yeah, I am struggling. Hey, note to self, 2 coffees before you do the show. All right, here we go. 80% Club stats brought to you by the Raymond Report. Again, folks, you can get the Raymond Report each and every day right here at atsstats.com. Did you know that the Dallas Cowboys are 17-1 as a -7 and 9.5 home favorite before a non-division game since 1996? That's good for 94%. The Kansas City Chiefs 15-1 as a 7 and 9.5 away favorite versus an AFC conference opponent. And you know what? I think I said this the other day. I'm going to go to the old 80% Club stats, and let's go to the old 80%. These are one. If you ask me, Ron, which stats do you like better, the old 80% Club stats or the new one? I'll go old school all the time. All right, here's go old school. I'm not going to give you any Jet stats. Sorry, I won't do that to you. All right, if you like the Dolphins, here's a good one. Anytime the Dolphins are a road team underdog versus a conference opponent coming off a home win as a favorite, and they allowed 20 points or less against last game with that 70-20 butt kicking against the Broncos, 8-2-2 against the point spread. If you like the Seattle Seahawks, when they're a road team before a non-division game coming off a win over an NFC South opponent, 11-0 against the point spread, 7-3-1 straight up. And the Philadelphia Eagles, anytime they're a 7-9.5 point favorite for a non-division game, allowed 8-13 points against last contest, 8-2 straight up, 7-3 against the number. And if you like the under in the Patriots game this weekend against, I believe it's the Cowboys, the Patriots as a road underdog on 6 days rest, coming off a 4 to 7 point win, and they scored 14 points or more, 4 in their last game. 2-10 to the under. 2-10 to the under. That's based on 12 games. That's where I was going with that. And the Chicago Bears, if you like the under in the Bears, anytime the Bears are a home underdog before a conference game, coming off an American Conference game, 2-13 to the under. So a lot of under. Look at this one here. When the Chicago Bears are a home underdog during the month of October, and they scored more than 10 points in back-to-back games, 1-12-1 to the under. Wow. That's stats and trends and all. Hey, you can get those stats and trends today at atsstats.com. All right, Eagles should smash the Commanders, says Daryl Turner. Any trends on 2 0-3 teams facing off 2 games this weekend in that situation? Jags should win against Falcons in London. Oh, yeah, you know what? I totally forgot about that. Yeah, the Jags games in London, yeah, against the Falcons. Yeah, good thing you remind me. I remember at the beginning of the week, but it slipped my mind. Hey, I'm in because of Ron Raymond. Thank you, buddy. I'm not here looking for free picks. I push myself every week to gain knowledge. Let's get that Hong Kong gold. Hong Kong gold, baby. Hey, where's my money never sleeps, pal?
Money never sleeps, pal. Just made 800,000 Hong Kong gold.
There you go. You just made 800,000 on Hong Kong gold. And on that note, hey guys, don't forget, use the ATS calculator this weekend to make your analytic numbers. And also frogtownsports.com, the double coverage report. And I will have my picks here in the Ron Raymond's NFL pick pack, which you can get. And if you want the computer picks, you can get them today right here. Go to your dashboard, go to NFL computer picks right here, and you can get every forecast on every game this weekend using the forecast. We had 24-21 last night on the Bears, and that London game we got 21-20, so we'll see if Atlanta covers on my little experiment there. All right, folks, have yourself a great weekend. I got a busy weekend. I'm going to the Ottawa Red Blacks game tomorrow, and then I'm doing the Panda game on TV for Rogers 23 en français this weekend. When the if you look up the Panda game, it's the biggest game in Canada for college football, or college university football. It's the University of Carleton Ravens taking on the Ottawa GGs, and there'll be over 20,000 fans in the in the stadium here at TD Place here in Ottawa, and it's always a great game. Ottawa's going for their 5th win in a row. But we'll see what happens this weekend. It's going to be a great game. You got 2 teams who are 2-2, and it's going to be Sunday at 1 o'clock, and you can watch that game. If you're in the Ottawa area, I'll be on channel 23 here in Ottawa. All right, folks, have yourself a great weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday with Gil the Thrill Melendez on the Raymond Report. Harry Carey, let's go.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Joe own the Chiefs.
Owns.
I don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo! If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.